to address something that's been talked about all over my YouTube video comments and my Instagram comments, and that is my weight.
Go fruit yourself.
Hey Freebirds, welcome to another episode. So I've got the green screen, finally got a green screen after years of being on YouTube, thanks to Robin setting it up, and I love it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And some of you have been asking in the comments where to buy the Raw to Fall book. It's in the description. The link is in the description, and it's an amazing little book. Well, it's actually quite a big book. So check it out. The lifestyle is incredible. I've got all my awesome results on the Raw to Fall lifestyle. So definitely check that out. Before we get on to today's video about, oh, the book's gonna fall. No, it's okay. Before we get on to today's video about Meredith Foster, I just wanna remind you guys that you are part of this, okay? You are part of spreading this message and of making this world a better place. I couldn't do it without your help, so thank you. And an effective way that you can help do that is to leave comments, to interact in the comments, because this helps to share the video around, and also giving it a thumbs up helps a lot. So please take a moment to do that, because that increases the chances of Meredith seeing it and of her viewers seeing it and of us helping the animals and the planet as a whole. So please take a moment to do that. And I'm thinking each day I might show a comment, the comment of the day. And I should have a comment up here from this lady from Star. She got amazing results on this lifestyle. So I'm just gonna, just feature these comments for inspiration for you. All right, without further ado, so just take a moment to actually read the comment, but without further ado, let's get on to today's video. Okay, so Meredith Foster, she has over 2.5 million followers on Instagram. She is big on social media, and her Instagram is just mainly photos, kind of like magazine style photos. And on her YouTube, she has nearly 5 million subscribers. So this girl is reaching so many young, impressionable minds. So whatever she's putting out there is really sinking in for these girls. So it's important that she does spread an empowering message. So recently, Meredith has been getting a ton of comments on her Instagram and on her YouTube about her looking tired, about her looking sick, about her weight, about her looking too skinny. And it just reminds me of my own experience. Yes, Meredith, I can totally relate to these comments for sure. And some of them are genuine. I really, truly believe that. But then some of them really aren't. And they're just people like wanting to bitch and search for drama. But anyway, I want to show a few of those comments. I'm going to read a few of them out now. It's really sad how badly you are in denial of the fact that you're anorexic. I've been through it and seen it in others, and it's so incredibly obvious that you have an eating disorder. Even more disturbing, the fact that you're showing this to young and impressionable kids on this platform. You need help, but more importantly, to stop making these types of videos and posting them for your viewers. I'm always hungry. I've been getting cold lately. Goodness, my love, get help. My feet are purple. That's a bit tad concerning. Bruh. She cold all the time because she got no meat on her bones. But on a serious note, is anyone else worried about how skinny she got? She just looks so unhealthily thin. Okay, so let's talk about this for a moment. I want to go back to the anorexic comment because I've had this many times myself, and it's just thrown around far too easily. It's a serious condition. So just because you think somebody looks too skinny in your mind, oh, they're too skinny, don't just call them anorexic, okay? Not only is that offensive, but it may not be true. And most likely it is not true. And I have got this comment so many times, and people just don't seem to care. They'll just throw it around, and they haven't even, spent a day with me in my life. They haven't seen my blood tests, which are online, and they're all healthy. They haven't seen my fitness levels. They haven't seen how much I eat. So these are all things to take into consideration before you just use that word, okay? Because it really is not okay. Anyway, let's see what Meredith has to say in reply to these comments.
So I wanted to address something that's been talked about all over my YouTube video comments and my Instagram comments, and that is my weight, how I look, my appearance. I've been seeing so much negativity and so many awful things just online in general right now, not just myself, but like with my friends. And before you write out a mean comment, just think to yourself, would I want someone to say this about me.
Honestly, Meredith seems like the sweetest girl. She seems really, really nice. And Meredith, I can totally relate to what you're saying, and I agree. Okay, there's some keyboard warriors who say all sorts of nasty shit in the comments, but if that was to be said to them, they would not be able to handle it. So if the tables were turned, they would be like crying about it. So just, think about that before you do actually leave a comment.
I've learned, oh my God, my feet are purple.
Oh my God, my feet are purple. Okay, so that comment, oh my God, my feet are purple, is a little bit disturbing, and it is a sign of under-eating generally. I've experienced myself when I used to be anorexic. I had purple feet, and also when I was doing water fasting, I would also be really cold in my body, and my extremities would be really, really cold. And it's just a sign that your body is not receiving enough nutrition. It's not receiving important vitamins and minerals that help heat the body, that help the body function properly. So when it's not receiving all that goodness, all that nutrition, then it can't send the oxygen and the blood to the extremities. So it's all like gathering around the internal organs. It's keeping these vital organs warm, but it's not worrying about the less important like hands and feet and lips and stuff like that. But this is not a good thing. And it could also mean anemia. So Meredith, you could have anemia. I really recommend getting a blood test, like a comprehensive blood test, to show what is going on, because although I don't put all my faith in blood tests, they can definitely show certain markers that are up and down. And anemia is a lack of hemoglobin or red blood cells in your body. So if you don't have enough of them, then you can't transport enough oxygen to your body and to your limbs, and you are going to end up getting problems, which is what she is experiencing. You're definitely going to be getting cold, and there's things like heart palpitations as well. Meredith, I'm not sure if you're getting heart palpitations, but definitely keep an eye on that and get a blood test, because you are exhibiting symptoms which are showing that something is wrong.
I do a pretty darn good job at hiding my true feelings. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's just who I am. I am very emotional, but I am also good at, like, no one knows how I really feel a lot of the time because I don't express it, and I just kind of keep it bottled up.
That's an important thing to note as well. She keeps it bottled up. So we're not really going to, hear the full story from her. So if she is having some problems, she's probably not going to tell you guys, and especially because the comment section can be rather savage. So it's not really inspiring her to be open about what's going on in her life.
A lot of people in the comments say I look sickly, which is not okay to say to anybody, and that my under eyes look like the purple is like scary or whatever, and that's a sign that I'm not healthy or whatever. I would like to point out the fact that I have had these purple under eye bags, whatever you want to call them, circles under my eyes since I was born. My mom has pictures of me from when I was a child where you can see it, like it's the exact same thing. It's hereditary. And also, I am very pale. My skin is very transparent, like you can see my veins, so the skin under my eyes is very thin, and so you can see all the blood vessels. Like, that's just always.
So Meredith said that she's always had pale skin, and yes, we do come in different shades of color, so it's important to realize that. But at the same time, if your skin is getting like transparent, translucent looking, then you need to look deeper into that, because that can be a sign of anemia. So Meredith, definitely just check that out anyway. And also, so the eye bags, I've never actually come across anyone who has this eye bag issue like permanently, like Meredith is saying, but she is right. You can be genetically predisposed to certain traits. For instance, I have fine hair. That's just how it goes. That's what my mum gave me. That's what I've had my whole life. And a lot of people like to just, assassinate me in the comments, like, oh, you're sick because your hair's fine. It's like, no, it's always been fine. It's actually better than it ever has been. So it's important to remember that. I mean, if it is a genetic thing with the eye bags for Meredith, then her twin brother should have that as well. Does he have that? I'm not sure. I don't have enough internet to actually check the videos with him, but let me know in the comments below. And I'm just interested to know whether Meredith's lifestyle is actually making this issue worse or better. That's something we need to look at, because it could actually signify maybe genetically it's not meant to be as pronounced as it is, and it could signify that there's some adrenal gland issues going on.
I've been eating so many cherries. Do you see this?
Okay, so this is awesome that Meredith is eating fruit. Kudos to you, Meredith. I am really, really happy to see you getting fruit in. I really am. And I'm not trying to take away from that, but there's not many cherries there at all, okay? There's only about 50 calories worth of cherries. And Meredith is saying it is, so many cherries. For instance, I would eat about a kilo of cherries in one meal, which is like, 600 calories or something like that. So, this is another sign that she's not really seeing things for what they are. She's kind of a little bit, underestimating things, and this can get her into trouble later. So I wanted to check out her old videos, some of her old videos, because I remember one that she made about getting healthy. So let's check out that video now.
Hands to myself.
Hey guys, it's Mer. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 10 ways to start off your new year healthy, and this has always been one of my New Year's resolutions. Healthy for me really means treating your body right, treating your brain right. Food replacements. This one is huge for me. This has definitely drastically changed my eating habits. I love pasta. I am a pasta girl. Recently, I discovered quinoa. I was a little late on the whole quinoa bandwagon, but I get this really delicious quinoa from the market. It comes in a bag that you just pop in the microwave for 3 minutes, and when it comes out, it's ready to serve. It tastes delicious. The kind I get is already kind of seasoned, and I just throw on some veggies, maybe a little chicken. Another alternative that I like is brown rice pasta. Instead of drinking dairy milk, I like to drink almond, coconut, or soy milk, and I just put that in my coffee.
So watch a bit more of the video as well, and there's actually a lot of good tips in the video. Some things I don't agree with, obviously, like adding chicken, but there's a lot of great tips, and also plant milks in her coffee, which is far, far better than putting in dairy, that is for sure. And I want you to take note of this, okay? The coffee. She's having a fair bit of coffee, I noticed when I've been, researching her videos. And this definitely can contribute to an under-eye issue because it affects your adrenal glands. And I want to talk about that more soon. But I want to just fast forward to just about a year ago now so we can talk more about this.
Burger King, it is a disgrace to humanity.
Yeah, it's so
I went because of the hot Cheeto fries. I saw Trisha Paytas on her vlog do that.
Tried one
oh my
of
god,
these.
wait, I need to talk about that. Oh my god.
Today
3rd
is July 3rd, and Tila and I are in the car about to drive to Malibu, but first we're going to Starbucks.
All right, so she mentioned the Starbucks as well there. So she's gonna have the coffee, and I noticed in her pictures on her Instagram, she also has a lot of coffee as well. So there is a theme that's coming up here. Okay, when you don't have enough carbohydrates, when you don't have enough glucose in your blood, then you will go for stimulants, you will go for coffee. I used to be addicted to coffee. I haven't had a coffee for about 12 years now. So I've been clean of caffeine, and you know what? I don't even want it at all. So that's the importance of getting enough carbohydrates in, because, some people no, coffee's good, blah, 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 but there's a lot of things that are connected with drinking coffee that we don't take into account, like affecting sleep patterns and eating habits and also adrenal glands. There's a lot of things that are affected when we do have these stimulants. And Trisha Paytas, see, that is evidence there of her influencing these young girls or the other girl to go and have Burger King. She sees Trisha Paytas having it, so then she goes and sees it. So this is the power of influence that these girls have. And something I noticed is her friend is actually very, very thin, and I'm wondering if she is getting similar comments to what Meredith is.
And I got some salmon to cook on the BBQ, and then I went to Starbucks and I got my friends their drinks. Okay, so this is what I got. So I ordered a iced triple soy latte with soy milk, and okay, I said, Meredith, really? Why you gotta do me like that, Starbucks? They always put Mary. I don't know why. Guess I look like a Mary. So it has 3 shots, soy, milk, and it's a latte.
Wow, that's a lot of caffeine. That's 3 shots that she is getting. That is a big whack of caffeine for her little body. And, you have to realize, Meredith, that you are going to be stressing your adrenal glands, and you're going to be increasing your cortisol production. And eventually that actually leads to weight gain. later on down the track, it's been shown to lead to weight gain. And in the meantime, it disrupts your sleeping pattern. Like Meredith said in this video, but I didn't actually show it, is that she does get up really early. It doesn't matter what time she goes to bed. Like in this video, she went to bed at like 3 a.m. and then she got up at like 7 a.m. So she hardly got any sleep and she's having problems sleeping. So that is a sign that the coffee can be causing her problems, and that can contribute to under eye issues as well. So I just want to help Meredith make that connection between, how she's living, what she's ingesting into her body and how it can affect the rest of her physiology.
Ava and the crew got Chipotle for lunch. Burrito. Tila's in there. Ava got me ice green tea, my second Starbucks of the day.
Okay, so you heard what she said, my second Starbucks for the day, and that is green tea. And green tea is better, but it still contains a whack of caffeine. So she's really running on adrenaline a lot during the day. So please take that into account. That affects the rest of our body as well.
Oh, I got cinnamon rolls at the market. I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon rolls. Actually, that's a lie. I am a fan. Like, I will eat all the cinnamon rolls. I'm just trying to be, a little cautious of what I put in my body these days. So, not gonna have one.
So that's great that she's actually more cautious about what she's putting in her body. She's trying to be more cautious. That doesn't mean she's like orthorexic or anything like that. Like, a lot of people will shame you and say, oh, you're orthorexic because you care about what you put in your body. No, she's just being more concerned. So at this stage, that is great. But if it leads to anorexia, that is not a good thing. But we don't want to jump the gun and just accuse her of anorexia when we don't have any solid proof of that. Okay, so that was 1.5 years ago. You saw what she looked like. You saw what she was talking about, everything like that. She was having a lot of coffee. Let's fast forward to now.
It's Monday, May 15th, sorry. I have on a turtleneck sweater from Brandy Melville, some ripped skinny jeans from Forever 21, and some very hairy boots. I stopped into my gas station and picked up a Smart Water because I left mine at the meeting I was just in, and then I picked up some of my favorite little ginger candies. They're just by Go Organic, and they're ginger and sugar.
Sure, she looks slim from looking at that photo, but not anorexic, and it depends on how she got there. If she starved herself, then that's not good. But if she did it through fitness and through eating enough, then she's just fit and slim. There are people who look like that naturally, when they do look after themselves. But it's kind of looking like a lot that she is under eating, and she's probably over exercising, and she got there in an unsustainable way. But let's keep watching. There's also something else. Yeah, she's also having issues, I noticed in a few of her videos, recalling things and making mistakes with what she's saying. And sometimes that can be a sign of not having enough glucose coming to your brain. And yeah, we all can make mistakes with what we say, but it definitely can be a sign, which I experienced a lot in my past.
Oh, I want the fish. I'm gonna get fish.
Look at the spread. I got eggplant and some tuna with jalapeno and ponzu sauce.
Okay, so you know how I feel about people eating animals. I don't approve of it, and it's not healthy for the body. Even when she's having this fish, she's getting a big release of IGF-1. It's like the aging hormone. It's a growth hormone, which you don't want in abundance in your body. It's released from your liver, and it's always released when you have animal protein, not plant protein. So it's not something that you want in your diet. And that dinner was probably maybe about 500 calories or so.
I just finished filming a main channel video. I'm gonna start making dinner. I am hungry. It's almost 5 o'clock. I eat my dinner so early. I just love eating early. I don't know why. I think it's just because I'm always hungry.
Okay, so that is another sign. That is another sign that she is under eating. Obviously, if she is always hungry. If you are always hungry, remember this. If you're always hungry, you're not getting enough glucose, enough sugar to your brain. It really is like that. Or you're having too much fat and protein, which does mean you're not getting enough carbohydrates. So eat up the fruit in particular. It is brain food. It is life.
So yesterday, the Savage went to a sushi restaurant, and I ordered tuna, just like raw tuna, like slices of tuna, and a ponzu sauce, and I ate all of them. It was really good. But then I had leftover eggplant. Let me show you what it looks like, because it honestly looks kind of gross, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, but it's so good. This is my leftover eggplant.
I do find it interesting that her dinner was only about 500 calories and she didn't finish it, and that she actually brought it home with her as leftovers, where most people would just leave it on the plate and probably waste it. So it is, I mean, it's good that she's not wasting food, but it is a bit of a sign of a preoccupation with portion sizing. And it's just something to keep an eye on. I mean, I'm not saying that she should waste food, but it's something that is a bit unusual. So it is a little bit of a warning sign.
I wanted to make some chicken salad for dinner. So I just get this canned chicken from Trader Joe's. Drain. This bowl, actually, this one's kind of big for chicken salad.
I was stopping that just to comment on the tin chicken, but she also just said that this bowl is a little bit big for a chicken salad. This is another sign. This is yet another sign, because salad should always be big, okay? You don't want to get a smaller salad. You don't want to have a smaller salad. And just talking about portion sizing like that in that way also just triggers me a little bit, because I remember how I was. You know, I've been where, you know, she is. I understand that mentality. But the chicken in a can, can I just say for a moment, what the heck is that? I mean, like, yes, we have fish in a can, so it's just conditioning, but I don't know why, but chicken in a can, I've actually never heard of it in my whole life. And it's really disturbing, just as fish in a can is disturbing as well. But anyway, I digress. Let's go on.
A small to medium-sized bowl, and it ends up looking just like that, like some canned chicken. Then I go in with some mayonnaise. I usually just use a regular, the kind with like the blue lid, but I went to Trader Joe's and I was feeling organic, so I bought the organic. But honestly, like, I'm gonna be completely honest, this does not taste as good as real mayonnaise. I usually just do like a fork, I was gonna say a spoonful, a fork full of mayonnaise. This is like enough for the whole thing. It really doesn't require that much mayonnaise. I'm gonna try a little bit right now. I need something.
Yes, girl, you need some carbs. There's no carbs in that meal. It's like a fat protein meal. It's chicken in a can with some mayonnaise. It's not going to leave you satisfied. So it's important to make that connection. You need some carbohydrates, and you are a pasta girl. Remember that? You said, I'm a pasta girl. There should be pasta in there, and there should be all the animal products taken out and just the pasta and some sauce, but that is another video. But if you had carbohydrates, you'd be far more satisfied and get out the fat, the excess fat and the excess protein. Did you also notice when she was eating it, she kind of looked disgusted? I noticed that. I'm like, yeah, I would be feeling that way as well.
And for some veggies, I'm gonna make some broccoli. This one is freaking huge. This one's still kind of big. These 4 that I'm gonna cook are huge. And I'll usually just cook that broccoli for like 30 minutes, but since that's not as many as I usually cook, since I had vegetables earlier. The broccoli has arrived to the party. Hey, I should drizzle some of this sauce on the broccoli. Yeah. Last but certainly not least, the chicken has arrived. Let's get a good helping of chicken. And this, my friends, is my delicious chicken, broccoli, eggplant, stir-fried dinner. Oh, I think it deserves an A+. Let me know in the comments what rating you would give this.
Girl, I'm only going to give that a 3 out of 10. You asked for what I would give it for my rating, and I'd only give it a 3 out of 10 because there's not enough calories for a start. It's got chicken in a can. It's got chicken in a can there as well. And there's just not enough calories. There's probably about like 400 or 500 calories in that. And it's not enough to sustain you. There's not enough carbohydrates. The veggies are great, but it's not enough. It really, really is not enough.
Bright and early. 8 a.m. Also, my lips are purple.
Okay, so here's another sign of undereating from Meredith. My lips are purple. Okay, so when your lips are purple, you're not getting enough circulating glucose, blood, and oxygen into your body, into your limbs, into your lips. So it is a sure sign that she's not getting enough calories. Meredith, what are you doing? You've really got to eat up. And she's working out, and like her body looks fine, but that doesn't mean that she's not going to escalate into a bad place.
That workout kicked my butt. Going to get a smoothie now. I got the Sexy Mayan smoothie. I substituted the dates for some coconut butter, and I added spinach.
So it's becoming pretty obvious that she is on a low calorie, low carbohydrate, high protein, high fat diet because she replaced the dates with coconut butter. Girl, what are you doing? This is really not going to be good for your energy levels. This is going to be too much fat pumping throughout your veins. And that's going to also make it so much harder for your body to, circulate oxygen and blood to your extremities. And that's another reason why you're going to be cold. So it's all making a lot of sense. The way that she's eating is definitely contributing, and not enough eating, contributing to her current state.
What the hell is that even?
Matcha?
Yeah.
Matcha? Freaking matcha. I don't know. I always say it wrong. It's tea.
Matcha is actually tea, and it has caffeine in it. So it's another adrenaline hit for her. It's another way of her not eating and instead going for some caffeine to give her some fake energy to keep going through the day. But you always pay for it later.
So I got the sriracha tuna with the kelp or seaweed salad. It's like the green stuff on the bottom. And then I got cucumbers. I got some mushrooms in there. This looks amazing.
Okay, so that's a pretty small meal as well, and it has fish. So she's really into the fish, but it is connected with nerve issues. It has a lot of toxins in it, also heavy metals. Meredith, you might want to get a mercury test to see what your mercury levels are. All this sort of stuff really contributes to ill health in the long run. So you got to start thinking about it now. Okay, so let's round this up because this video is getting quite long. Look, Meredith seems like a really sweet girl, and she's trying to improve her eating habits. As you can see before, she's trying to improve her eating habits, whether it's for how she looks or how she feels or whatever it is. And I think that's great. Sometimes that can lead to an eating disorder if you take it too far. Initially, when I had anorexia when I was younger, that's what happened to me. Okay, but it also led me to the vegan lifestyle, which is amazing and which saved my life. So I kind of feel like Meredith might be heading towards veganism. I would really love to coach you, Meredith. I would really love to coach you on Raw Till 4. I've got 30 meal plans in here. We've got recipes. We've got 30 days worth of diary entries and meal plans, everything that you need. All you need is to get the book and talk to me, and I will definitely coach you. That would be awesome. Maybe you can just come live with me as well. I would definitely be open to that. Because at the moment you are starving yourself of carbohydrates. It is obvious. You got all the symptoms, and this could go into a full-blown eating disorder. And yes, you could spiral into anorexia. I am definitely not calling you anorexic, not at all. I'm just trying to warn you before something more serious happens. So please take notice of these symptoms that you're experiencing: the blue lips, the brain fog, the cold feet, the purple feet. And I'm sure your hands and the rest of your body is also suffering as well. So I also recommend that you take a break from the coffee, take a break from the caffeine, and you can see what happens under your eyes. You can see how you feel. And I'm sure it's going to be hard at first, but it's really, really going to be worth it. All right, that's my video for today, Meredith. I really hope you take me up on this offer. Freebirds, let her know that I'm offering to help her out, for her to come live with me, no problem. And I would just love it for sure, because I love to help, and I want to see other girls, not go through the pain that I went through for many years, in my past. All right, that's a mega long video, but let me know in the comments below if you want more videos like this, and if you've got any suggestions of anyone else who needs my help, let me know. Okay, love you, Freebirds. I'll see you soon.